What's good, everybody? I am just trying to figure out how to work OBS here. Give me a second. Alright, well, since I don't have chat, I'm just gonna do this right here. Then I'm gonna put this down here.
About
Godfather.
Correct.
So do you remember he pretended to be weak? His crew was like, "Yo, why you letting him push and muscle us?" And then all of a sudden, he hit the 5 families in one day. He waited for his mother to die, asked his little brother to come to the lake house and popped him. I watched that movie. I like the way the Godfather moves. So just keep that in mind. Next question.
I do have a question.
Well, yeah, because you were saying, why don't you address the things you were asking?
We're gonna get into that.
Please.
First question I have is we know Dame Dash, businessman, entrepreneur, right?
Chairman.
Worth close to 100 million at one time. Right?
Never.
50 million, it says
Never.
online. 30 million?
I never had that much money to look at in my life.
They said that the net worth was about 30 to 50 million.
This thing. You guys believe the internet? You guys are adults that believe what you read and hear in the newspaper, and y'all talk the most shit. So you guys are talking about things with no research. That's not fair. See, the problem is, and this is actually, I want to keep it on you.
So my question, could you cut me off? Question?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So my question is,
You cut him off too, Damon.
I said sorry.
He did say sorry.
That's called. That's called.
You've been in therapy. You said sorry.
I always say sorry.
You say sorry.
I just don't. You haven't been here.
No, I haven't.
The thing is, he'll be cutting me off, and then I'll get triggered. I watch, and I was like, oh, because he cuts me off. That's what makes me.
So my question, as a businessman, entrepreneur, chairman, right? Boss.
Yeah.
You go from having a huge value to being in the negative. How does that happen from being a boss? Explain.
I just want to say that Charlemagne the God is kind of annoying. Not kind of annoying. He's very annoying. And I don't really know the appeal or why people like him. I think he went viral because of Birdman that one time, but other than that, he's very stupid, in my opinion. And you'll see why.
It down. Break that down for people that follow you, they aspire to be you.
I'm gonna tell you.
Please.
So the reason why I filed was because I've had $20 million of taxes. First off, do you know anybody that paid $25 million of taxes in your life? Name one person you know.
I don't.
Okay, so why would I be the first? Nobody does that. That's what chapter is for. The problem with filing is black people don't file because they don't understand it. And that's why when you guys talk about things, I wish you'd really do your research. ChatGPT does exist. So if you really wanted to know how 50 bought it, ask ChatGPT. How could he have bought it? Who could he have bought it from? Did you hear an announcement in Deadline? Do you even read Deadline?
Yeah.
So then, if it wasn't in Deadline,
Been in Deadline several times.
You interrupted me. If you went to, if you were in if you read Deadline, if you know about Deadline, why wasn't there an announcement in any trade magazine? If there's not an announcement in the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, or whatever trade, WWD, you can't believe it.
Why though? Because most of the time
He didn't answer my question. Ask a question. I wanted to know how he got to a particular way you were in the negative. That was the question.
I'm gonna tell you. So again, number one, most companies aren't owned like rich people or rich families. They don't put anything in their name. They build their family office. So I filed because again I've had $20 million, 30 of taxes, but they don't bother me because in order to have $30 million means you made a lot. So in order to pay it back, I can't get a job to pay it back. I got to keep investing until I could pay it back. Nothing could be in my name. They put liens on all my accounts years ago. So that's why when they said there's nothing in your account, I don't have an account. How could I open one? They liened it. So I've been building my family office. So you have no assets. I have no assets, but my family, that's all I care about. You know what I'm saying? So I filed because you know that guy Chris Brown has been suing me. And I was going to make a bunch of very major family...
People listen, he's not talking about the artist and the singer Chris Brown. Right. Because people will think that. But
and I didn't mind you interrupting me to do that.
I apologize, but I wanted to clear things up.
I appreciate that. So... every time I was launching something with my family office, he sent a letter saying that, I'd owe the money, but it was my family office, but it muddies the waters. So if you have a contract, especially you working here, and somebody sent a bum letter, as soon as it's a lawyer, it shuts down. Mm-hmm. It muddies the waters. And I was about to make some major announcements. You want to hear one?
Sure.
I'm now the chairman of Revolt right now, mm-hmm. and I also I have 15.
You don't deserve to be the chairman of Revolt.
I got you. So I'm now the chairman of Revolt with a pathway.
Again,
you see, because he wants to trigger me, and I want you to acknowledge that. So I'm now Cam's boss, the chairman of Revolt with a pathway to acquisition. I've been trying to buy Revolt.
How do we know this is not Cap? We didn't see this on deadline.
Can you stop yelling? Can you stop interrupting me, please? So deadline didn't make the announcement for this particular situation. They didn't want to. I had an announcement I was going to make with BT, but Paramount stepped in and they said do it later, and they didn't want to be a part of this mess. But it will be in something. This gets played tomorrow, so the announcement will be in the trades tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So I've been trying to buy Revolt, and I also just did a 25 episode deal for my podcast for Bosses Take Losses, mm-hmm. and I'm putting all my content on Revolt.
Dope.
Yes, so that I can see how to monetize. I have to put together a certain kind of a plan for acquisition. So in the next 30 days, I'm gonna just be a real chairman and play all these movies, and then I'm going to hopefully I'll stay the chairman, but I got to go make movies.
Somebody would say how? How would you buy Revolt?
Why wouldn't you say congratulations?
We did say congratulations.
Oh, you don't seem excited.
Dope, congratulations.
You have to understand something.
I'm waiting for it to come out in deadline.
Let me finish.
I'll really be like, yo, I reposted.
Right.
But somebody would say, well,
now you're going to be Mr. Research, but you asking me why 50 Cent, but you guys got fooled.
But if you're here
wait, let me finish. Mm-hmm. Real quick. I'm announcing it the day before it's announced. Mm-hmm. Remember that.
Right.
So I wasn't going to announce it and then say it here. I wouldn't have the, you know what I mean? So mm-hmm. I did it and I timed it where it would come out when this comes out. So tomorrow there'll be an announcement. Mm-hmm. Also, I'm putting, because I've already made my Paid in Full. I've made that already. Mm-hmm. It's already trademarked. You don't have to clear the rights because we lived it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that movie's going to come out. That TV show is I'm going to start with the docuseries. You want to see the trailer?
Of course.
Because I've already made it. It's done. Mm-hmm. But just back to what you're saying about money. Do y'all really think anybody... Oh, shit. I'm a rookie. Do you think anybody actually uses their own money when they acquire something? Do you think that?
Sometimes.
That's ridiculous.
Sometimes people do.
Yo, I feel sorry for you, bro.
No, sometimes people do.
But you taught us that. You said
no, I didn't.
You said if you don't put up your own money, if you don't put up your own money, you're not the boss.
And that's why I'm trying to tell you, nobody's a boss. I put up my own money. So let me ask you this. I think you guys have to get. We'll do that again. Let me ask a quick question. If somebody gets a loan for $180 million, are they rich or broke?
No, they're not rich. They're still responsible for that loan. It's a loan. So
you don't think? So if the billionaire that you think every billionaire you know, so if they have a loan for $100 million,
yeah, this is why they're fucking stupid. If you can get a loan for $180 million, you are fucking rich. No bank will give you a loan for $180 million unless you have some type of asset that you can put against that to be collateral. Now, I'm not like some financial guru or anything like that, but these guys are fucking idiots.
A loan. Mm-hmm. And I have no debt. Who got more money?
What happened? Say it again now.
If someone gives someone a loan for $180 million,
yes,
and I have no debt, who's worth more?
The billionaire. He's still a billionaire, regardless of loan or not.
You really think so?
A billionaire.
So someone that let's do it again.
You're trying to say you because you have no debt.
Let me make it a little more simple. Hold on, let me make it a little more simple.
Okay. They're fucking idiots.
Do you consider somebody rich if they have a $180 million loan?
Depends on how much money they bring and how much profit they bring in. If a billionaire has a $180 million loan, they're still a billionaire.
Not if they owe. No, how do you wait? Have you ever been a billionaire?
I've never.
So how would you know?
Well, why
Because
you
because
So why are you asking people that ain't never been billionaires? But my
no,
point
no,
is,
no. I want to know what your perspective
But
was
here's
on a
my
loan.
perspective. If
Wait,
somebody-
wait. You don't understand the question.
I do understand the question now.
So answer it.
if somebody
you,
gave me $180 million
yeah,
loan,
you owe them 180. You got to work it. You know, a lot of people look good spending.
that's why
Wait,
it's-
stop.
but that's why it's a loan.
A lot
But-
of
but I'm not in debt until I
stop.
can't pay it
You,
back.
no, you are
I'm
in
not
debt.
broke until I can't pay
So
it
you
back.
never sold drugs, have you?
Yeah, I did.
So when what?
Quarter spoon. 7
Quarter
grams.
spoon? What is that? Nobody says quarter spoon. You
It was
didn't sell
7
shit.
grams. You
Stop
just asked
lying.
me.
You talking to an ex-drug? You already said quarter spoon.
I sold quarter spoons. I didn't say I was a kingpin.
Who did you weren't a king? Nothing. You was a pig pin.
I don't
Let me
care.
ask you a question.
That's not an honorable profession.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying the reason why you don't understand something. The minute I give you a loan, you owe me.
Yes.
And the more money I give you, the nicer you have to be to me. You have to do whatever I say. And that's the reason why I decided to use my own money, because they would try to give me money but tell me what to do. I'm going to tell you something in
But as long
business.
as I'm
Stop
paying,
talking.
As long as I'm paying the loan back, it's not a
You're
problem.
triggering me. You're trying to get me out of pocket.
No, but as long
If
as
you
I'm
do that,
paying
I'm
the
going
loan
to take a
back,
break
it's
and
not
go take a
problem.
joint because I don't want to argue with you. I want to stay respectful.
Okay.
Stop interrupting me.
This guy, man. I'm gonna give you the same respect you give in the room, but go ahead.
Continue on, Dave.
Thank you. You guys don't know about business, so don't talk so confidently about it because people might believe.
I'm
You cut
asking.
me off again?
We're asking you
Oh, my
questions
God.
that you're not answering.
Jessica, they cut me off?
Yeah, they cutting you
Can you
off.
talk to him and tell him to stop?
Yo, y'all gotta chill in here because
You right,
They're going to
Jess.
say I'm
it's
bugging.
gonna- yeah, I know. Chill out, yo. Just,
Jess, you right.
Just stop cutting me
My
off.
bad, Dave. Go ahead.
You don't know about business and you say things. I said you can't say things you don't know and sound confident because people listen to you and you get in the algorithm. Do your research before you start spreading things.
What did we say wrong?
What did we say wrong?
You said 50 got the rights. You just said it.
No,
Some-
actually,
Actually,
asked you if you had the rights.
and you repost, and Dan reposted me. Hold on, you actually reposted me.
Please.
And I asked a question.
Being a bully.
Man,
I'm
cut it
not
out,
being
back.
bad.
man.
We gotta come. You gotta come
Stop
back. You gotta come back.
interrupting me. This is an interview. You keep interrupting
Okay,
me.
I have a question.
Because look,
I didn't finish my thought.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
Finish your
You
thought.
see what's going on? Now, if I started yelling, they be saying I'm bugging.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
this
finish
is,
your thought,
remember
Danny.
I told you this is how I get triggered. Just let me teach. If you don't know, listen. Listen to the teacher. I'm teaching you right now because this is a business you don't know. You've been in this room for 30 years straight.
15.
So you're missing a lot of life.
Not really.
Well, then stop speaking.
You're just wrong.
You have a problem, but you're just wrong. On a respect level, you're wrong.
But go ahead. You're right.
Oh
Teach.
my
I don't think you really got a lesson plan.
Let's do
Teach.
this. Every time you interrupt me, because you're so rich, you give me $20. Okay, can
No.
you do that? Because you know you got. So let me ask you another question. Do you think it's respectful when someone gives you their boundaries, you just break them and keep laughing? You think that's all right? I'm just asking.
Can I speak? I don't want to.
I'm giving. I just need an answer. This the only time you don't speak is when I ask you questions.
How much interest am I going to save and how quickly am I going to get out of debt?
Yeah.
And then I calculated it using your
Anyway, you guys shouldn't speak so confidently without doing research. This is what you're saying. I don't know. And you're asking me, but these are things you said. So I'm telling you right now, the reason why I filed was because I didn't want anybody to keep suing me because he also kept suing me. Mm-hmm. So now I can't get sued. And if you look at, did you read did you read the bankruptcy?
Yeah,
I read it.
Did you read at the end when it says who I'm gonna sue? 'Cause it says who you're gonna sue, and it has a list of people. Mm-hmm. Did you read that?
She broke it down.
Right. So they can't sue me, but I can sue them now.
Mm-hmm.
But what?
My question.
You
now,
cut 'em off.
I'd had to
No,
because if not, we're gonna
she
move on
didn't
to
do
another
anything.
subject.
She was fine.
We gonna,
You
okay,
guys
so
are
listen,
disrespectful.
While we're here on the bankruptcy, right?
Mhm.
So from what I learned in my research,
So now that I've said I'm on a pathway to acquisitions for chairman, y'all still think I'm broke? I don't get it.
Yeah, you can still get in debt and get a
Alright,
job.
and I just said I had. Okay, here's something else. So I have a deal with Simon
You cut
Schuster.
me off.
I'm sorry.
okay, so on the bankruptcy, what happens if all of the debt isn't discharged? What do you do then? Because
It's a Chapter 7.
so for instance, Weber, the
David Dash filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy after accumulating more than $25 million in total debt, leaving him with just $4,350 personal assets. Mogul and co-founder of Rockefeller Records, formerly entered bankruptcy filing in a Florida court, listing his monthly income as zero. The primary catalyst for Damon's multi-million-dollar downfall is massive unpaid tax debt. State and federal back taxes accumulated 19 million in unpaid taxes and government debt spanning multiple states. This includes roughly 9.6 million owed to New York, 5.8 million to California, 3.5 to New Jersey. How can these people say he's not rich? I don't know. Accountant fraud claims Dash claims his severe tax crisis began when his late accountant pocketed his tax money. That happened to Steve Harvey. Dash alleged he paid over $1 million annually, expecting his tax to be handled, only to later find 7 years of unsubmitted tax forms left on the floor while the accountant cashed checks for himself. Asset seizure to help cover his New York tax debt. The state government seized his prized one-third share of Rockefeller Records and sold it as a public auction for $1 million. Multi-million-dollar legal judgment. Relentless civil lawsuits heavily drained his remaining resources, prompting whole collection effects. Order also ordered to pay $4 million after losing information to filmmaker Josh Weber. This came on top of an earlier copyright infringement. Damn, legal entanglements. It's like support obligations. Debts, child spouse, ex-partners, fund a business venture, set up to stay, framing his lack of cash for independent business strategy. Famous Proud broke, explaining that his capital was entirely tied up in funding his own creative dreams and media companies rather than maintaining liquidity. Lavish historic spending, such as funding
Attorney,
Yeah.
he filed something this morning saying that what you claim is fraudulent.
Right.
That you know,
Right.
and he's
You know why
asking-
that? You know why that is?
But wait, let me finish talking. And he's asking, and he's bringing the point that everything might not be discharged. So I'm at like, what happens in that
That
circumstance?
doesn't happen. He's a allegedly. He's not the smartest light in the room. You got to think. They've been suing me all over the country. This one person, different people all over the country for 10 years. They sued me for over $500 million combined, and they only won $800,000 combined. They've been chasing that for 10 years. You know how much legal and law work that person's been doing? How much plotting he's been doing to collect that money, and he never collected? You know how mad he is right now? Now he doesn't get paid. So, of course he's going to do that. But again, this is part of business. Just put your seatbelt on and watch how it plays out. But I've never filed before. Nothing. The reason why they think it's fraudulent, this is why I have to tell you this. You see how he's saying it's fraudulent? He'll go into the court and say I'm rich because he's trying to collect money. I've been telling y'all I was broke, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the reason why. So I don't know what would happen if let's say everything in the judgment doesn't go, nothing's still in my name. There's still nothing to collect. Okay, let me ask you this: do you know how many times Donald Trump filed?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
So then why
But he's known as a terrible businessman. But no, he's not.
He's the president.
Yeah, but sure, but he still was known as a terrible businessman. Actually, a con man.
Do you know how confidently dumb you sound? You're saying it's bad that he went bankrupt 6 times. He's a billionaire and he's the president,
But
and you still not
a terrible businessman and con artist.
Are you known as a good businessman?
Oh my god. People on the left cannot logically see Trump and say anything positive about him because they are so wrapped up in their own hatred and they're so irrational about him because they can't they're compulsively obsessed with Donald Trump that they can't say his name or even say anything good about him. Donald Trump is a billionaire and yet he says he's a failed businessman. how can you say that and be a billionaire? It makes no sense. It's like Elon is a trillionaire, but he's
I don't
failed
know.
at
Okay.
business. He's a
Hey,
failed
well, you make a lot of
businessman.
money.
No,
So you've been doing this every day your whole life, and you're not making no money.
nope.
And
Like you, Dan.
So, no, you're not like me.
What you mean? You say you don't have?
Do you have a
said you
family
don't make a lot
office?
of money.
I bet my house is bigger than yours. I bet all my houses are bigger than you. I bet I have a better.
How old are you,
Stop.
man?
Now it's how old are you?
This is embarrassing.
You're
I bet you got
embarrassed.
houses bigger than
Yeah, because
That's what you
yeah.
got, Dan. Come on, Dan.
I got you. I bet I'd like to see your view. Can you show me your view right now? Do you live in front of water?
View of my house?
Yeah. A view of what you see when you relax, when you're not here every day. See, when you're in
doing
it,
decent.
let me just finish. Let me just see your view. When you just now said, let's just go back to how ridiculous you are. The president filed for bankruptcy 8 times, still a billionaire. He's saying he's a bad businessman. You're just not that smart.
Okay.
And you have to acknowledge that. And you know why? You're not seeing the world. You know what happens when you have to go someplace? You're laughing. You know what happens when you have to go someplace every day at 4 a.m? You can't go nowhere. You got to be here every day. You've been 15 years. You've missed the whole world. You don't know what you're talking about. And you're saying it confidently. And you're in an algorithm where people actually believe you out of response. And why you think they keep you here? They want y'all to make us dumb.
But if you worked here, you would.
I would never work here. I would
$20
only
million in debt.
What you
could
talking
actually
about?
pay your
I'm not.
debt and your child
I'm
support
not
if
in.
you had-
I'm not in debt.
if you
Okay,
had
stop
money
right there.
coming in.
Stop right there. I'm not in debt at all now. What are you talking about?
Oh, you paid it all off?
When you have this bankruptcy 7
And this
is like
another reason why Charlemagne is stupid. He just literally said he filed Chapter 7, and he's not able. Now they can't sue him for his money because he technically has no money. And they can't go after his assets because it's not in his name. And now Charlemagne's like, "Well, you paid off all your debt."
getting hit by the cartel with 100 bricks, and they die, and you don't owe no more. I want you to ask someone that this is what you should do if you want to do something smart. Get a specialist, a lawyer in bankruptcy, and you ask them these questions. Get a professional up here, and then they'll tell you. Why ask me? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when he tells you you're dumb, you'll believe him. Anyway, the difference between you and I don't think you're a proper representation of the masculine black man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you guys are.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Like, your OG is Wendy Williams. My OG is sitting right here. You see him? Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you why he's my OG. Because he killed anybody or any of those things. He just taught me how to be a better man.
Wendy, not my OG.
Can you
That's
stop?
funny, though.
Can you stop?
Wendy Williams is your OG.
Wasn't she your boss?
Yeah, at one point.
So
yeah.
she was your OG. She put you on, and you should give her grace, and you should also give her props out of respect.
Oh, I
but
do.
because we have different trauma, like we're different. Like I'm not the kind of guy that would I'd rather get my ass whipped than run. But you're proud that you ran.
Yeah.
I'd rather get my ass whipped. Let me ask you a question, Dan. You ever ran from a fight? No. What would happen if y'all heard that I ran from a fight? That's a masculine way of doing things. Now you don't see it that way. You like to play games. Like I'm not quite. Cause when you say kids, I was like, and it ain't no disrespect, but I kind of think you're gay. You just act a little gay.
You got a problem with gay people?
Not at all. I've got a problem with people that pretend they're not gay. So let me tell you why.
But what if?
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
This is hilarious. I love
you're
what
gay.
he's doing. This is hilarious.
So what I'm saying is, you might because you started.
This is so fucking funny. Well, not only are you stupid, but you're gay.
In gossip, which is is very feminine, and you are acting like there's some degree of like you want people to listen to you, and that we want people that represent masculinity because men need to be doing what they need to do as men. They don't need to be worried about girl stuff. Period.
What's girl stuff?
Talking about people that aren't in the room, that don't have anything to do with them, saying things confidently in front of millions of people and not saying anything. You know how many times I've seen people punk you? I would never let anybody talk to me a certain way. I'd rather get my ass whipped. That's where we're different. We got different trauma. So you can't really look through my eyes because you do things
bother
different.
You that much?
No, do I look bothered?
Yeah.
I'm bothered
Actually, you
that
do.
what I'm bothered about is you're speaking in front of people confidently and you don't have the experience or the knowledge. And also, I'm afraid that white people think that we act like you. You're not dumb, but like, you know what's bugging me out?
Before, what do you mean act like him? I just want you to
Yeah, I
finish
want to
that.
know.
I'm
what
gonna
that
say
means, too.
so. The way you keep interrupting me, the way you keep saying things that aren't true but don't know.
Like what? What did I say that's not true?
Let me say what I'm saying. I was still talking. Okay. So, because when y'all do that, I forget what I'm gonna say because I be like that.
But you're not saying shit.
No,
James.
you don't think. Of course, you don't think that. I think you're gay.
That's fine.
Whoa.
I do. I'm not gonna lie. After the Puff stuff, cause let me say this. This is my assessment. I've never heard you say one thing bad about Jay-Z. Not one.
He's not in the room. You shouldn't talk about him.
Don't tell me what to do.
You said you shouldn't talk about men
Now
when they're not in the room.
you're interrupting me.
Now you're doing the girl stuff. that
I
you
know
said you don't
him.
want people
I'm
to
giving you
do.
an example, right?
You used to know him.
Can I talk? You're upset. Can I talk?
I'm saying.
Can I talk? I've never seen you say one word because you talk bad about a lot of people, but you never said one time. And you walk around with his face on your chest. Is that a airplane shirt right now?
Paper planes, yeah. I wore CEO stuff.
Can I
too.
finish? No, I never seen that. Let me finish.
What you mean?
Let me see.
You gave us
Can I
CEO
talk?
stuff.
Can I
wore.
land the
I never
plane?
seen you wear any of the-
Let me land the plane.
I can't wait.
Let me land the
I wear
plane.
CEO
So
stuff.
I'm thinking to myself, either you got a crush on this man or he's paying you. One or the other. Did you buy that shirt?
Yes.
You went and bought that? They didn't give it to you as much as you say
You're
nice
not supposed
things?
to support black business?
I doubt you bought that shirt.
What you mean?
Anyway,
and I buy CEO
so I
shirts
think
too.
you're gay. I'm sorry.
And I think
so,
you're broke.
Okay. I think that.
That's good. That's good. Check out what's happening on X. Oh, right. So the U.S. soccer team lost. Let's see if there's any clips or anything here. All Americans want to see him. Respect our country. Covered legally. Amen. Amen.
Like depressed, but this is very simple. The US was completely outplayed tonight. The better team won. It's that simple. You could feel it immediately as soon as this match began. The US wasn't aggressive. The men seemed timid and tired, really the exact opposite of what we saw leading up to this match against Belgium. I promise I'll be positive, but I mean, the reality is the stars didn't show up. Christian Pulisic was not himself. Defense as a whole, ooh. And credit to Belgium for doing a great job on Flair and Balogun. He only took 2 total shots, and that really hurts, especially after all the drama leading up to tonight. By the way, I said it this morning, I'll say it again now. I can't stand that President Trump got involved. I disagreed with the original call, the red card, totally disagreed. And that's soccer, it's part of the game. The leader of the free world did not need to call the FIFA president and influence the World Cup. That's just my opinion. Either way, that phone call by Trump didn't lose the match for the Americans. Belgium won it. They neutralized Balogun, our top scorer, and they took advantage of their experience and their superior talent. It really is that simple. And for all you idiots rooting against your own country because of your Trump derangement syndrome, you are pathetic. Shame on you. Anyway,
Thanks for calling.
we failed to get past the round of 16 yet again. Isn't this like the fourth?
I don't know of any American president in the modern era that could have.
When children go to school, the teachers give lectures, and they're tasked with remaining in their chair for almost 7 hours a day. And for many children, especially boys, this is too much, and they tend to bounce back and forth off the walls. And what is the school system's answer to that? To give them more lunchtime, to give them more recess. It's to give them detention, less recess, and less movement, the opposite of what they need. And if the hyper behavior continues, then they go to pharmaceuticals. Now, I am required to say that all parents should seek the opinion of a professional, although I will say some professionals are a lot more natural than others. But according to the school, the problem is almost always the child and never the system. And what I always recommend to parents is to have your child do more running, shorter lessons, active lessons, nature walks, hands-on learning, and give them breaks. So the lessons themselves could get the children out into nature, making things with their hands and moving around much more, so that kids could learn in a way that's more natural. And there's nothing wrong with teaching them that sometimes they have to sit in place and focus, but that could be achieved in much healthier increments than 7 hours a day, 5 days a week. And while there's nothing wrong with
when she said that he hadn't been vetted. No, he had been vetted. All of the things that have been stated, it was all out in the public. And people like Ro Khanna, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Tim Walz, the Bulwark, Pod Save America, all these people came together to overlook it all, to explain it all, to rationalize it all. He was vetted. People knew all these things. And a whole bunch of Democrats in Maine showed up and voted for him anyway. And a bunch of donors from around the country sent him money anyway. I agree with Alyssa's question. What changed? Why are you bailing on Graham Plattner now? You already signed off on Nazi tattoo, a self-described communist, somebody who's had rape fantasies, somebody who has been on a social media platform known as a playground for predators, and on and on and on and on and on. And the difference between this accuser and the previous one is simply this. She's a liberal. It's okay, I guess, for Democrats that their candidates assault conservatives. But he broke into someone's house and apparently, according to her, raped her. And because her politics are correct, they can now believe it. All of this whole thing is disgusting. But to say that they hadn't vetted him or that they didn't know about all this is totally false. They knew it and they signed up for it. And I don't know why they're backing away from this scumbag today when they had already signed off on all that other crazy behavior.
Christine? It's crazy. They call us Nazis, and then the actual Nazi who has a Nazi tattoo on his chest totally gets a pass. He's not a Nazi.
You thought you could kill Charlie Kirk? You have made him immortal, and we will defend.
Jesus. Look how many more. Everything is used to beat us with the club, especially white men. Get on that, boys. I think we need to have a conversation with you about being the only black kid. It's not safe. Sure, this is freaking safest place to be. It's not around other black people. This is an example of why black people struggle. Stupid beliefs like this. Black kid would be actually probably more safe. He had no black friends. Exactly. But you can't say that unless you're black. That is very true. Seven, 9, 26, 30. Wait. What does that mean?
Wait a minute here. Let's listen. I wasn't the greatest at math. Wasn't good at putting numbers together at all. I did try the math here though, and it's not. Is it maybe am I seeing this wrong? What the? Here though.
So 11 years ago, that would make her 16. 11 years ago, that would make him 19.
Wait a minute here. Let's listen. I wasn't the greatest at math. Wasn't good at putting numbers together at all. I did try the math here though, and it's not. Is it maybe am I seeing this wrong? What the?
He's not Trump accounts.
Mr. President, I want to congratulate you on your historic leadership.
For my Trump accounts.
I sold myself, and I work for the charity contractor.
You work for a defense contractor? Wow, that is not who I thought you were going to be. Can I get some pronouns going? She, her, okay, got it. Are you a trans woman? May I ask that? Is that right? You're a trans woman. Now, are you the only trans woman working at the defense contractor? No? There's just a defense contractor full of trans women? Just dropping bombs on brown people? How about those pronouns? Okay, so you make motors for what exactly? Rocket motors. Oh, rocket for rockets. So like when that school in Iran. Dude, that's a pickle for a liberal, don't you think? You're like, technically the motors were made by trans women, so... Who are you on the side of, liberals? But are you a liberal? Okay. You're very leftist. But then help me understand the logic. But that's a lot. Isn't that a lot of money? I feel like... I feel like there's a middle ground somewhere in there. Are you like pro-capitalism? No, you hate capitalism. You just build rocket motors for our military? Have you had other jobs? What were those? You got radicalized at a Starbucks thing? It was local. Oh, sorry. How dare I accuse you of working at a terrible corporate entity like Starbucks? I don't understand you one little bit. You go to therapy. You talk about building the rocket motors in therapy?
No, I talk about my trauma.
Okay. Tell me what your trauma is. Your dad is your trauma? Yeah, you know what some people's trauma is? Getting hit by a highly propelled rocket.
This guy's does not even see his own irony.
Will I do it, yeah? Am I doing it, yeah? Because do I want to do this? No? I don't. Will I do it, yeah? Am I doing it, yeah? Because why not? It's good for my body. It's good for my mind.
I feel I'm tired, but then I tell my body
just for that,
then I think it's a psychological thing that's telling yourself, okay, I'm not so tired. It's okay. We keep going. If you tell yourself you're tired, you're gonna be tired. If you tell yourself, I'm not that tired, it's okay. You're not that tired. Simple as that. So it's also a really psychological thing because our bodies can handle so much more than we think.
Hanging out. How are you doing, SSB 2820? I'm about to do 20 push-ups if you want to join me. We got to do it because this freaking Viking is inspiring me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Whew. All right. How are we doing, everybody? We're back. Pull up my OBS here.
Are you guys Amish? No Amish? Body by Jake. Jake Steinfeld here. Good dude. Got his house burned down. We talked to him on the podcast. The street looks relatively untouched, and yet the fire found you. And one thing you notice when you drive around, you see the destruction, is it is very random.
Awesome. Christian pastor released from prison after Trump pressures G. Thank God Trump is in office, right? Take heart, my friends. In 10 Mondays, we'll be watching real football. Tim Pool faces sexual assault allegations amid renewed scrutiny of his Nazi time. I think that's not right. I think it's supposed to be Graham Plattner, not Tim Pool.
Actually, the last scene of the day of Steve's last day, and I didn't realize that till later. People are like, "Look at a call sheet, man." Like, sounds like you didn't know about this family thing. It's like not that big a deal. It's last on the call sheet. It's what you're shooting. And so I go in to do this scene, and it just hit me. It was like you were in the room, and you were with Steve, and Steve had been really quiet all day, obviously, and very sweet, but very quiet. And I think we knew that this was it. And so we rolled, and I think I remember the director telling me it was 17 takes before we got one word out. Wow. Because they called action, and it was like, no. And it was so, I mean, and if you've seen the show, when I cry hard. Like, I laugh, cry, I cry. I cry whatever, whenever I get the opportunity. So, yeah, there were a lot of retouches. I think that scene took like 4.5 hours or something. Yeah. When Steve left, that was actually the last.
Minaj, who's so incredible. They call it small business, Nikki, but when you add it up, it's bigger than any bank probably in the world, right? I don't know. It's Larry. It's right up.
Why am I still following this? Sean Ryan sucks. Propping up Candace Owen and her lies.
Noticed it. Those on the low-fat group had higher rates of heart attacks. Why? Maybe because when you avoid fat, you have to pound food with carbohydrates, and often ultra-processed carbohydrates stripped of fiber and chopped up. It functions like sugar. We created a generation of children with low protein, high carbohydrates, sugar addiction.
So true. Nicki Minaj.
Leaders, not you, was willing to look past all these other allegations against him, from the other woman who said he grabbed her, to the tattoo, the Nazi tattoo, to all the other Reddit posts that had been dug up. So they were willing to overlook all of that because he was their star.
Yeah, I mean, I refuse to overlook that, but honestly, I would really call Bernie Sanders to apologize for pushing this kind of predator more than anyone. He helped him elect.
I can't believe that.
And now apologize to the victims, especially the woman that
fucking disgrace.
The rundown of the Democratic Party. Lost the Civil War. Founded the KKK. Created cancel culture. Censored free speech. Normalized mental illness. Created a trans cult. Put radicals in Congress. Opened borders. They stole an election. They demonized law enforcement. They encouraged violence. They tried to assassinate Trump. They laughed when Charlie Kirk died. They promote communism. They hate American culture. They hate you if you disagree with them. Shit, do I need to keep going?
Sav Cannon podcasts. We need more girls like that. There's Savannah back at it. Also, it was a
beliefs in you? I would never marry a guy that's liberal. Why not? Because he's gonna raise my son to be a fat.
Get every runner in a podcast guest. It's like whatever. Stu, Grayson, Marlo. God bless beautiful women like Savannah Cannon.
I'm gonna give you a rundown of the Democratic Party.
She's so hot.
What are they telling you right now?
Yeah, Aaron, we actually have some significant news that was just released by the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee. This is a joint statement between the chairwoman of that committee, Kirsten Gillibrand, and the Democratic leader, Chuck Schumer. Here's what they wrote, quote, "The allegations reported today are incredibly disturbing. Violence, abuse, and sexual assault are absolutely unacceptable. Graham Plattner needs to immediately withdraw as the Democratic nominee for Senate and allow Maine Democrats the opportunity to choose a new candidate who can defeat Susan Collins. The DSCC will not invest in the Maine Senate race if Plattner remains on the ballot." So a very, very serious threat there from the DSCC, saying that if Plattner does not get out of the way, they are not going to help fund this campaign. And obviously that is extremely significant given what you just pointed out. Democrats need to win
to step down.
this seat.
They didn't even tell Joe Biden, who was ultimately comatose and had severe dementia, to step down at the last minute. Democrats are really stupid. It seemed like my Bill Maher comment is getting some views here. Was on my being, but I love it. He's been slowly shifting lately, and I like it.
The only reason I would not accept an invitation is because I see no it's a long flight. And I see no
really? You'll meet with fucking
I don't think
Castro and Hugo Chavez, but not the president of the United States?
Yeah, I've
Bill Maher giving it to Sean Penn, who's probably in the Epstein list. Wouldn't put it past me.
All right. While you were on the roof, did you encounter... All right. While you were on the roof, did you encounter any spent casings?
As a matter of fact, no. That's why when I saw the prone position where the person would be laying down as a sniper, being around guns and snipers all the time, I was looking for a spent shell casing. I couldn't see one. I was looking over the edge, looking all over the place, making sure the gravel wasn't disturbed, and I couldn't find a shell casing at that moment.
And that would be, the reason you would be looking for that was because some types of guns, when they shoot, eject a casing automatically, right? Some
Yes.
do, some don't.
Yes.
All right. And then you also didn't find any unshot bullets?
No.
Okay. Are you aware of there being a bullet found on another roof?
I'm not aware.
Vicinity? Were you aware of another bullet being found on the scene, not on the roof of the Losi building?
No.
Hopefully that guy gets the chair. Tyler Robinson. Against us in a sport we don't even care about, gentlemen. We made it. Simon Newborn of it in 5 minutes. That was quick. Use Katie. Been waiting a week.
Because Nicki Minaj can't be controlled by the masters of the universe. They tried. Know what Joe Rogan and Nicki Minaj have in common? They're not controlled by corporate oligarchs. They're not like Don Lemon because Nicki Minaj, just like Goldman Sachs, she's too big to fail. They can't cancel her. I do have to say I have great amounts of respect for Nicki Minaj after the last couple of days. Minaj
Nice. Oh, miss you, Charlie.
Changing rooms debate is a perfect example of this. The conversation
Why should I, as a female, be forced to get changed in front of a male?
Because but this is, again...
This is the reason why, like, Europe, the West is losing, is because of the F word, like these guys right here. Men that are capitulating to the left is the reason why we're losing.
The conversation about where you view gender and somebody's right to self-autonomy.
I've got no interest in how someone views their own gender. My question was, why should I, as a female, be forced to get undressed in front of a male?
But if we're referring to a trans woman, then that is a woman.
No, a trans woman is a biological male. So I'm asking you again, why should I, as a female, be forced to get undressed in front of a biological male?
Let's go.
Right, but if somebody has a gender,
answer
for example...
that question.
Well, nobody's making you do that, Michelle.
Yes, you do. There's cases going through the courts at the moment.
Right,
so I ask you again, why should I, as a biological female, be forced to share and get undressed in front of a biological male?
No. I will say trans men are men, trans women are women. That is my opinion, and I think that we need to respect...
So we haven't answered it. So basically what you're saying is I, as a biological female, have to get changed in front of some fella because you say the label is...
That transgender people are... Do you think that trans people...
Stupid ass. That's why your country is...
Welfare destroyed the black family. Explain an example of what that means.
That meant they started to incentivize I can't even get the word out. Incentivize the women to not have the men in the homes in order to receive money. And the more kids they had, the more money they were going to get without the man being in a home. The home is the first form of government. If you don't have the father, who is the leader, be there, now it's run by those who shouldn't be running the home on their own. Now, this is not the same thing as situations, the guy leaves, he dies, or anything like that. They literally, the government came in, and now the government has become the father. I know police officers in Chicago and LA, they get called by single moms all the time because the dad isn't there to rear their children. That has been a problem for 60 plus years. And all
Amen.
I'm really not. Best job market ever, best stock market in the history of the world.
It's a bit of a downer for us being out here now after this loss, but I felt like they lost the game before they even stepped out onto the pitch, and I'm not sure why, and I don't know the reasons, but just from the beginning, just chasing, tentative, scared, just not confident on the ball. And I think big-time players, you wanted some of those big-time players to step up in big moments. And I got to be honest, as a big...
Because they thought Trump getting them their main striker back was a controversial thing, and that probably spooked them.
Now the mainstream media is furious with him over the 4th of July. They say he wrote...
Stop the 50 BMG, but not a regular...
He and I, for a few years, not like a few weeks or months, for a few years, every day at lunch, we played Madden football.
In a trailer?
In his trailer. He had the setup. He had a better sofa. We played Xbox. In his trailer.
Who would always win?
It was pretty split. Like we had teams that if we played those teams, we couldn't lose. But we would start doing this thing. I told someone this, and they said this is a thing where it flips the teams, and so we would take our finger and flip it down and have it spin, and then let it go, and whoever that was, that's who you had to play. But just like 12-year-olds, if it was present day, it was like if he got Buffalo and I got Carolina or whatever, I'd be like, no, this is not. We're not doing that. Yeah. And so I would get to spin again, and then he'd be like, well, if you're spinning again, I'm spinning. It was like just like 12-year-olds.
Absolutely viral. Now, we don't know who posted this, but I'll read it and I'll give you my interpretation on what they may be talking about. It says the measures being prepared by the Bank of Japan will affect lives of billions of people. To the people of the Western countries, I offer you my deepest apologies. This is not a personal matter. May God blessings be upon you.
Oh, God.
We've been telling you, the era of cheap money is dead. I believe they're talking about interest rates, the reverse carry trade. We've been talking about this for a long time. Private credit markets under massive stress.
Oh, my God.
Okay? If they're talking about the reverse carry trade and they'd start raising rates like crazy, it's going to unwind everything. This is a catalyst that could happen. Now, we don't know who this is.
Watch this. Just watch this, and then I'll talk about it after the video. Here we go.
You're a journalist. Why do you not have a name? Where's your name badge? Where's any information? At least they told me who they were. You don't have any.
So why should I have like a name badge?
Yes, if you're a journalist, if you're any sort of publicist, that's news. That's literally the law. You have that.
So should people have IDs when they vote?
Oh my God, I'm not doing this shit. I'm not.
I mean, it's a good question, right?
Rage quit.
So people need journalist ID. Do we need voter ID?
Yes.
Let me know what you think in the comments below, and like and share this video if you find that pretty interesting.
That's really
Now,
good.
yes, I do.
That's really good.
Needs to be destroyed. This is the question.
Yes.
You do?
Yes. So how can we get out with a ceasefire?
All right. So Hamas needs to be destroyed because they are a terrorist organization who say openly that they want to commit genocide on the Jewish people, on the state of Israel. That's what from the river to the sea means, okay? And they say it very openly. They said, we did this attack. They've attacked Israel 5 times. They've started 5 wars since they were given that land back. They could have chosen to turn that place into any place they wanted to, and they took a lot of money that they took from the international community, and they spent it on bombs and guns and building tunnels. So if they need to be destroyed, how do we do that? It's a war. I don't know how to do that, and you don't know how to do that. I assume the Israeli... Of course, everybody is, but that's what happens in a war. Here's a way to stop that. Stop attacking Israel.
Wow. Fulmar sounding more and more.
The number one question we're getting about the movie right now. When people see it all over the nation, they love it. They cheer. We've shown it all over. And this one question keeps coming up. Are you going to make another movie? Is there a follow-up on the life of George Washington? So we're here at Mount Vernon. This is a museum dedicated to him. So I thought, well, there's no better place in the world to answer that question than right here. The answer is yes. We are working on another one right now.
I want to see the first one.
Source, Tyler has never even stepped foot on UVU campus.
I mean, who is Tyler Robinson? What the fuck was he doing there?
I don't
Do you
think Tyler Robinson was there.
You don't think he was there?
No. I think he's a total patsy.
Were you able to determine at what time or times Mr. Robinson visited the UVU campus on September 10th?
Yeah, we were able to establish that Mr. Robinson had been on campus approximately 4 times throughout the day, twice before the shooting, the time of the shooting, and then after the shooting later in the evening into the early hours of the 11th.
That motivates
Tyler has never even stepped foot on UVU campus.
Her views were stagnant when Charlie died, and she started making up all these different theories. Her views went up.
Sincere enthusiasm and wearing the genuine smile of a North Korean citizen giving a standing ovation to dear leader because the other option was burial in a mass grave. It is unbearable to behold. Frankie invites his son over and plays air guitar with his body, all to celebrate the fact that his son won't be growing up in a stable 2-parent household. They apparently sat the child down, explained very somberly that mommy and daddy still love each other, but don't want to be around each other or live in the same house or on the same planet. And then as the child was tearfully trying to process the worst trauma of his life, they excitedly declared, hey, we have an idea. Let's have a dance party. I mean, dancing with your wife and child to celebrate the fact that your child will no longer have mommy and daddy in the home is one of the most depraved things a Hollywood actor has ever done, which is in this context, which is a cucked.
Frankie definitely needs some help.
You think if you're a believer
Like, if you believe, then you go to heaven.
Yeah, you're putting faith in what Jesus did on the cross.
Okay.
His death and resurrection.
So what if, like, you're Christian, but you're not, like, a firm believer? Like, you're not really religious?
The Bible says, and you would know this too as a Muslim, like, God looks at the heart.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to look at the heart and see the heart. Do I actually sincerely love him with my heart? I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to.
Why did he say that?
The Bible says, and you would know this too as a Muslim, like.
You would know this too as a Muslim.
God looks at the heart.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to look at the heart and see the heart. Do I actually sincerely love him with my heart? I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to look at you in the face and be like, oh yeah, bro, I love Jesus. And then like we get off camera and I'm like getting drunk and cussing up a storm and like, you know, I'm like acting like I'm not married.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to do that. The question is not like, are you religious enough? Like, have you done enough stuff for him? It's like the reason why I go to church and I read my Bible and I do these things, it's all out of an overflow of loving Jesus. Like, it's all because I love him. Like, I read my Bible because I want to know him more. I go to church because I want to know.
Oh, rest in peace, brother.
It's summer on a platter. All right, so.
A big sell-off in biotech stocks.
Odd take to have on that. And I also feel like with all of the comments that he made about women, sexual assault, rape, even, you know, the comments that he had made that was in the New York Times article about, you know, threatening people with rape, like, why does this person have this issue, like, scattered throughout their life, throughout their commentary, like it's on their mind? Why do they have such a strong opinion about women coming forward with allegations? Like, I just feel like this isn't the first time.
I know that you have been very reluctant to tell this story.
Yeah.
Very reluctant. Why did you ultimately decide to do it? Why?
Because truth must be heard. All right, everybody. It was nice coming back and doing this live. I had somebody named SSB2828 say hello in the chat, so that was really nice. First chat I've gotten on a live stream, so I'm going to screenshot that. Thanks for doing that. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Goodbye.